Hello everyone, welcome to another video about games with a great potential but did not live up to it. So today I'm looking at a video called game called Remnants from the Ashes. Oof, can't even speak today. The idea behind the game is pretty simple. You go through levels, kill enemies, then kill the boss, and gain items and achievements in the progress. The great thing about the game was that the combat felt pretty satisfying. It had a great impact. The graphics are, even today, even it being quite a few years old now, still looks great. Everything feels fluid, and it can really scratch the itch for those looking for games like Dark Souls and seeking a bit more ranged-based approach. So the game is great in that sense. Plus the co-op in the game is really satisfying as well. Playing with your friends or just randoms. It depends on how you feel like it. All of that just makes the game very good. The story is pretty decent. It's not out of this world or something you need. It's a very basic story where you're the chosen one basically. But then there's the parallel world system with this so-called infinite labyrinth, which gives the game, well, infinite potential when it comes to gameplay opportunities. Sadly the developers have since gave up on the game. I don't know why. Maybe they felt it wasn't popular enough, or that it didn't do something right. I'm not sure really why they gave up on the game. They just did, and they made some different iteration for like a VR and mobile. I think I can't be sure of the same, using the same lore. Both of those games were not even 1% as good as this one. So it's quite sad that they actually gave up on the game, considering how great the potential was and how much they could have done differently. But it is how it is, and that's why I'm making the video. I still feel like this game is worth the price. I think it's now, if you can find it on discounts, you can probably get it below 10 euros or dollars. If you have never played it, I recommend it. Give it a try. It's a really good game. I don't know about the DLCs. I haven't bought the DLCs because they felt underwhelming and really not that great, since the developers have already gave up on the game before the DLCs released. So those DLCs are just some things they put together quickly just to have something added to the game to make extra few bucks. That being said, game has character creation where you make your character and you start your journey through a very well made tutorial which explains you the combat, the dodging, the item use, things like that, and even introduces you to some characters and a little bit of their backstory. So tutorial is worth doing at least once. It's better not to die in tutorial because then you lose out a bit. Like a small cutscene explaining a background of one of the characters. It's not like a major loss, but still, it's something. Another thing, the game has great skill system. You start by choosing a class in the beginning, and that in itself would sound like a game has something like archetypes, but that isn't true. You can unlock absolutely all the skills and all the items in the game through playing it. You just have to, well, you have to explore, which adds another huge plus to the game. Because the items and skills are gained through fighting bosses or finding them in the world. It's not something you just get for leveling or buy it somewhere at like some NPC. No, you actually have to explore the world for them, and that even gives you a chance to replay the game, which resets the bosses you fought and randomize them, meaning you will fight different bosses, which unlocks different weapons and different abilities for you. So it has great replayability. It has a great system for skills and all of that, but they never went and explored it in more detail. They didn't add some additional things and explore the game they had. Because as you progress through the game, you finish the first map, you enter the place called Infinite Labyrinth. That itself indicates that you can have infinite amount of branches. And since the game is based on traveling through different worlds attacked by this root-like entity which destroys everything and absorbs it in itself, you would assume they would keep introducing new worlds for you to explore and have great time in, new weapons, new skills based on the environments and things like that. Yet they never went that way. They just gave up. And that's what I feel a lot of games do. They just don't try to explore the opportunity, the potential the game has. They just give up if it doesn't do as well. Even though a single patch could be enough to make it the greatest game people ever played. In this game case, I believe they should have released the base game as a free-to-play game. With some cash shop introducing like different cosmetic options, different boosters, and let as many people as possible try it out. It's a co-op game, just give it like a more MMO sense and let it float, and then just do the thing like grinding gears for Path of Exile, where you get like different events, different like special races where you have to go through the world once again with different multipliers, different enemies that appear and do different things and give you different rewards. So they could have done so much more. They could have introduced rarity to the weapons. As you play different difficulty, you can get the same weapon, but it's like different rarity, gives you different effects and stuff like that. So there's even more reason to replay the game just for that alone. And they could have added more weapons with different effects. Like, game in itself has very good variety on enemies, very good variety on weapons, but there was still more potential to be had. And if they just added some sort of system where you're waging war against this entity through random worlds, I think it would have been great. It would have worked wonderfully. So I'm quite sad the game didn't live up to its potential, and I wish it did. I wish it did. So I'm making the video in hopes that somebody watches it and gives this game a try and a fair look at. Maybe if enough people try out the game, they might come back and work on it again, but I don't have a lot of hopes. So on that note, I guess I'll end the video. There's not much to say since the game doesn't really have bad things in it. It doesn't really do anything bad. It does everything great. It just, the developer team gave up on it, or the company gave up on it before it could shine on its own. So I hope this gives it a little bit more popularity to it, because it still has the potential. The game, it looks great. It didn't age in a bad way. Everybody can see the character that I have now on my screen, and that's, it looked good. It looks good. So yeah, I hope more people try it out. On that note, I will end the video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Have a good and enjoyable weekend.